right, Kostas Diamantis will be back in federal court. He is the former lawmaker and high-ranking official in the Lamont administration who's facing several charges, including bribery. Your reporter Anna Stansfield is live outside the Bridgeport Federal Courthouse. And Anna, he's expected to be there in a few hours. What do we expect today?
Well, Tracy, good morning. That's right. He's facing more than 20 criminal charges here today, including bribery, extortion, and lying to investigators. Bribery, extortion, and lying to investigators. All things prosecutors say Diamantis did while he was supposed to be serving the people of Connecticut. The former lawmaker served as the state's deputy budget chief under the Lamont administration. During that time, he's accused of taking tens of thousands of dollars in bribes and steering no-bid contracts to help himself and his family. If convicted, he's facing years in prison and millions of dollars in fines. Now, there are no cameras allowed inside of federal courtrooms, but your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, will be inside all day long and throughout this trial, bringing you the latest updates both on air and online at WFSB.com. For now, I'm your reporter in Bridgeport, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.